Oh, there, this is Mike Goldenberg with some Amulet Titan Karn Chandra. Obviously splashing red. This hand's fine, especially on the play with a turn 1 scout leading to a turn 4 prime time. I also have an Ancient Starrings which can help dig me into an amulet. I really do love mana dorks. I think it's like the big draw for me to have any deck. If I can go turn 1 and advance my board state, it makes me very happy. Okay, so opponent will be drawing me hopefully some more lands here. Cool. So burn is a good matchup as long as I can land a Titan decently fast, or I can land this card. I don't need Ghost Quarters, I'll just grab the Karn. Karn can get me Worm Coil. So I'm going to flash in a Simic Growth Chamber or a Gruul Turf, I don't know which yet, and bounce the Radiant Fountain. Usually be the Simic Growth Chamber, but I don't really need a Teleria West because activation, because I have the Prime Time and the Karn in hand, so double red for pulling a Chandra might actually be better here. Okay, so my opponent did slow down my progression quite a bit here. Okay, this is now a turn 5 Titan unless I draw a ramp spell. So I can drop Karn. Karn can get me Worm Coil, right? Or I can Ancient Starrings, and if I Ancient Starrings hit an Amulet, then next turn I have a Titan, right? Because I go Fountain now, that'd be 4 mana. Play, yeah. So I think I'd rather just try to get Titan down and dig for an Amulet. Karn doesn't do much in this particular matchup. Okay, wow. That's I've dug pretty deep so far. Double Starrings, I still have yet to hit an Amulet. That Azusa would have been nice, though. Okay. Another Karn on top. That is not an Amulet. Okay, so next turn I have either Worm Coil or Prime Time. Okay, I'm at 8 life. I'm going to take... I'm going to take 2 off of the Goblin Guide, so I'm probably dead. My opponent probably has Double Bolt in hand. I probably just am dead here. Okay, any burn spell and I am just dead. They have 3 cards left in their hand. Amulet of Vigor on top. It's a little late now, buddy. Okay. That was a little rough. So Karn is not good here. Bring in Worm Coil. I'll bring in Fire Spout. Rex Age is interesting. Abrades are definitely good here. What I don't like is Bajuka Bog. And Ghost Quarter is also a card that I'm not super fond of. Chandra is interesting just because she's an extra Fire Spout that can also win the game. So I think she's good enough here. Hey, how's it going, Blade Man? Inquisition, I just started. I feel like I should have won that match, that game. But I did dig 10 deep without hitting an amulet, and I just had scout for ramp, so it was a little painful. Yeah, I couldn't see cutting here. I think I'll cut a pact. Actually, I want to cut an Oath of Nissa and Ghost Quarter. Chandra would have been great there if I'd. The problem was I never got to 6 mana. It was I died. My opponent had. I was on the play, so I had 4 turns. They had 4 turns. They killed me, despite the fact that I gained 4 to 6 life off the fountain. Yeah, this has got main board Chandra. Okay, so I just need to draw lands, and this hand is fine. Like if this had a Oath, yeah, this hand is just not good enough. It's close. I don't need these two, but if these two were any lands, I feel like this hand would be very good, but this hand is not. Turn 1 County Garden. Again, I just don't think this hand is good enough here. I think I have to mull. 1 to 5. I'll keep this. I will bottom the Sunhome. And I will bottom the Suva. Still need to draw a bounce land. Next I'm going to go Gemstone Mine, putting EE on 1, and kind of go from there. The idea for Chandra in this deck is I'll put her main board just to try to test her out a little bit. The idea behind her though is that she fills that. We usually have 1 sideboard slot, which is just against control decks, whether it's Emrakul or something like that. She fills that role. Okay, I need a bounce land really, really badly. Or actually, I don't need a bounce land. I need a bounce land, but for next turn, I need any come into play untap land. You like it? Awesome. I actually moved my office around quite a bit. Can't see it from here, but the couch fort is gone. It's just 1 couch now. Yeah, we put the other couch in the guest room. Land. Okay, it's a land at least. Untap land. Hey, grilled cheese, how's it going? I still gotta play your list. The idea of Chandra just is so exciting for me, though. I think I'm gonna lose a good matchup here. Game 1, I double Starrings and had 3 draw steps, and I failed to find an Amulet. And this game, I mulled to 5, and I'm not finding a bounce land or anything else. Okay. Unfortunately, that's not a bounce land on top either. Like, do I even play? No, you can't help variance. It just stinks when it completely ruins a game for you. Like, I don't even think I play a Zeusa here. No, I think I just pass. Azusa would be a nice blocker, but I don't want to lose my only green source. I think I just fell. I don't think I can win this matchup. I don't think I can win this game here. Chandra looks like I think she's main boardable. That's why I'm testing her main board right here. I think she's good enough where you can run her main board. This list here is actually running only 3 packs, but it's got 2 Oath of Nisses, which I think could be pretty good here. Okay, there's Prime Time. Yeah, I'm just dead. There's nothing I can do here, so I drop Prime Time. It's not good enough. I guess I could have played Rex Sage and then blocked, but they have 4 cards in their hand. I'm still 3 or 4 turns away from a Titan. I'm at 3 life. Yeah, I'm just dead here. This is the list here. So it's down to 3 Karns, but 1 Chandra, 2 Oath of Nisses, 3 packs, same mana base. No, I don't think there's a difference between being at 1 and being at 3 here. And the only chance I have of not dying is having Azusa in play. I think I'm just dead anyway, but... I have an Amulet on top? Yeah, I'm just dead. That was a big, big bummer. Wait, Nissa and Chandra are dating? Is that like a part of the lore? That's news to me. So this is the list here. I had to put Ballista in the side to make room for Chandra, which I feel like is okay. Ballista's there for having some extra main board interaction and creature removal, and also being an extra out in case people remove prime time. Chandra kind of fulfills a similar role there. I don't think Burn's running Lava Dart and Gutshot. If it was Mono Red Phoenix, I'd agree, but I think Burn, I think all of their, like, there's only one spell they had, the Landfall one, where it deals 1 instead of 3, but yeah, the mana base, sure. It's the same mana base I've been running for a while. I'm pretty comfortable with it. 4 basic forests. One of each flex land. 9 bounce lands. Radiant Fountain. I would consider this the stock Amulet Titan mana base. This hand is terrible. This hand has no playable lands. Mullen to 5. I will keep this. This hand's actually alright. What do I have to bottom here? To bottom 2 cards. I want to keep my lands. So I'm going to bottom... I can do turn 1 Scout. So I'm going to bottom Azusa. And... actually bottom a Stirrings as well. So I can go turn 1 Scout, and I'm looking at a turn 4 prime time. What's going on in the Discord right now? Am I up against Panza? This would be rough. Or is this just Druid? Oh. Hey, our Discord is fantastic. Join the Collected Company one, join the Amulet Titan one, join them both. Just join Discord, it's great. Also, anybody watching, be sure to check out the Modern Streamers League, which airs tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, yeah, this is definitely a Druid deck. Yep, sure. This is not a good matchup. So, of note, Pact of Negation is a completely dead card at the moment because I cannot use it because it's fairy. I think I would rather ramp than attack to fairy here. Because next turn I have a Titan if I can flash in a, if I can ramp a little bit. Okay, so I could just be dead. Infinite mana. Okay. I was just trying to F6 opponent. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. I wonder what land they're terrified about that they want to combo in response. Because I was just planning on flashing a forest here, or a Gruul Turf. But in case I drew an Amulet, I'd rather have the Gruul Turf in hand. Yeah, you've got enough mana to kill me with anything but unless you have exactly Ballista in hand. There we go. Now I can have 6. Yeah, I'm not conceding. If they drop Ballista, I will concede. If they drop a Finale for 20, I will concede. If they drop a way that I just die, but if they just want to float 30 mana, that doesn't mean anything to me. Yep. Okay, so bring in Abrades, bring in Fire Spout, bring in Dismember. I don't actually think I like Karn really here. Pact of Negation's pretty bad. Bojuka Bog's okay. They do run probably 3 Eternal Witnesses. That's probably about it, though, to be honest. Oh, maybe they bring in... maybe they're running Lunges. In that case, I still want the Bojuka Bog. Ghost Quarter's... Ghost Quarter's actually useful against all those Utopia Sprawls, especially if they load up 1. Radiant Fountain's actually pretty bad here. They're not going to beat me with a fair match. Like, the best they can do is a Wormcoil. That's not going to... It's generally not going to be enough. If I'm cutting Karns, I want to bring in these 3 cards. I'm also intrigued with Pithing Needle. I think that's actually a really good card here. Pithing Needle is actually one of the reasons I would want to keep card in. Yep, Postmortems. I think I'd rather keep Karn in just so I have more accessibility to Pithing Needle. Yeah, chat lag with Twitch is definitely bad. I try to be really quick in reading it, but sometimes it is just still a little bit too late. I'm going to trim both Oath of Nisses. They get a little bit weaker when I'm bringing in all these instants and sorceries. Go try this. Let's not Molt to 5. Okay, the sand's fine. I have a turn 1 play. I don't have any interaction in terms of, like, if they just have a turn 3 kill, I'm just dead here. But the Teferi version doesn't turn 3 as often as, like, the all-in Druid versions. So hopefully I can fade a turn here, because if I can land a Karn, get a Pithing Needle on Druid, then they have to have a Teferi to bounce that Pithing Needle. Wow, 18 seconds? At that point, like, it could be a different turn. Collector Oof is legit. I think that was one of the biggest upgrades Green Black X got outside of Wrenn and 6. I like Hex Drinker a lot, but I think Hex Drinker is really just proof that Jund needed to become more aggressive. Plague Engineer is nice. It would be really good against me, but I just don't know if it's... Actually, I'm playing against Plague Engineer Jund on Wednesday in the Modern Streamers League. He also has 2 Harsh Mentors made, and I am on Druid Karn, so it's going to be rough. I believe we're the second match set up for that stream. So tune in and check it out. Okay. I don't need a Karn, but I can always use more land. Hex Drinker is really good in Green Black X, but I think that Hex Drinker is really just replacing Tarmogoyfs to an extent, or making subsequent Tarmogoyfs, because Green Black X really kind of fails with they're relying completely on Tarmogoyf to win them the game. Yep, now I can flash in Bog in case they have Eternal Witness or Lunge. I can do cute little things like that. So I want 4 mana next turn, so I'm probably going to I'm either flashing in the Bog or flashing in the Gruul Turf here. So then I can Karn next turn. Okay, opponent does not have a Devoted Druid in hand. Finally drew Chandra. We'll see if this entire league I've yet to cast the Titan, so we'll actually see if I can actually cast the Titan this league. There's a Teferi. I don't believe my opponent mulliganed, so they kept a hand without Druid, but I guess they had Oath to dig for it. Now I need to draw an untapped land so I can drop a Chandra. It's not untapped land, but I also don't need it here. I can kill their Arbor Elf and their Oath of Nissa. And then I can drop my Scout and a Pithing Needle naming Druid, and I can plus Karn. I can do all of that. And then Chandra or Titan next turn. Or I can put the EE on 2. I think I'm just going to deal with use Chandra and the Pithing Needle to deal with the Druid here. I don't care about Teferi. I don't care about Teferi at all. They have no way right now of hasting a Druid against me, and I get 2 primetime next turn, so I think I'm in a fine spot. Like, what is Teferi actually doing against me here? He's letting my opponent cast some stuff at instant speed, but if I affect his mana here, without Arbor Elf, he might not even have 4 mana to actually even cast the Finale for 2. And even if he does, I will have the Pithing Needle on Devoted Druid. Now I'll bog him, so we can't buy any of that back with an Eternal Witness. And next turn he gets Lattice Locked, or Chandra, or Titaned, or something. Something bad's happening to my opponent. Yep, that is an additional option, is kill Teferi. I just don't think Teferi does enough here. Teferi already did his damage. Once he gets to 3 again, that's when he's scary, because then he can kill Pithing Needle. But I can attack him with my Scout. I can Lattice Lock them. And once they're Lattice Locked, you can use Chandra or Titan to clean up the mess. I think I'm in a fine spot here. My opponent has to kind of win right now. Okay. So I cannot Lattice Lock my opponent. Oh, I could actually. I'm the one with the creature in play, so that'd be fine. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, but I think I just go Lattice. Kill Karn. Once Karn's dead, I can cast Chandra, another Scout, do something. But they can't cast any spells. And I have a creature. I could just attack them for the next 16 turns and kill them that way. That's a little bit slower. Once I kill their Karn, I can plus my Lattice and speed up the clock immensely. Yep. I think keeping Karn in is correct, especially with the Pithing Needle. If I didn't have like Pithing Needle on the board, then it might be correct just to grab the extra EEs. Yeah, this is a bad hand. I'd like to not mulligan. That's someone talk me out of this hand. I'd be bottoming a Karn, so I go turn 1 Slayers, Amulet, turn 2 Boros Garrison, Karn, bounce back to Garrison.
Ben,
Yeah.
we just got this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you are fine. Lauren had a tick on her. Ticks are scary. I hate ticks so much. So it's a turn 3 lattice lock, but they can also, now that they have creature in play, it's not, because they can just kill Karn. So they can Karn me. I might need to abrade them next turn. I could abrade their elf. Yep, Dog's got that. But no, the tick was on Lauren. Again, no druid is interesting here. So I'm going to -2, go down to 3. They can punch him. I think I just... So next turn I have 2, 4. I can't actually turn 3 lattice lock here unless I get in a Zeus or something. Yep. So they can play their own Karn. I think Pithing Needle is a good draw. I think Ballista is actually pretty good because I can drop a 2/2 Ballista, which can kill an Arbor Elf or a Druid. So I think Ballista is a decent one. I can grab a EE on 1, which I don't want to do. I don't have Liquid Metal Coating. Oh, they can cast Liquid Metal Coating. Yep. I think Pithing Needle or Lattice is the safest one. So next turn, if I draw an Azusa, I can go Gemstone Mine. Nope, I can't even cast Azusa next turn. Next turn, I'm probably abrading a threat. So I think just grabbing Ballista or an EE or a Needle. I think those are my best options here. If I'm abrading something, then I'm probably just going to want to grab Needle, and then I already have an EE here. Yeah. That way, if they also try Karning me, I can Needle their Lattice, Needle their Liquid Metal Coating, Needle their Karn, which also needles my own, but my hand is decently reactive at this point. My opponent's only got 2 cards left in their hand. And I have an answer for Druid, I have an answer for their board, and I have an answer for this elf. I still need to draw into a threat, though. I'm not counting Karn as a threat at the moment. Finale for 3. Okay. So my opponent's not actually going for a Druid plan. They're just blowing up an Amulet. Now if I do EE on 1, it blows up 3 things to my 1, but I really do need this Amulet, so I'm not going to actually do that. What I'm going to do is play Gemstone Mine, have a Braid ready, and so next turn I have 2 4 mana. I'm casting a Braid now. I don't need a Worm Coil, I have a Prime. Opponent's got 2 cards left in their hand. Looks like to me like they're flooding out a little bit. Okay. Sure, that bounces an amulet. That causes me some pain. Karn falls down to 2 life. No. Getting stuck on mana is kind of painful here. EN1 would have been a good line, but I already played the amulet out because I was dumb. So I'll bounce the gemstone mine. Now I have 3 mana here. I could put an EE on 3, and then plus Karn, and then next turn kill Knight of Autumn and Teferi, and then I have this Pithing Needle to answer Druid. I like that. I actually like that more than doing an EE on 1. Perfect. So next turn I kill Knight of Autumn and Teferi before Teferi gets another bounce. Karn will still live unless they have a Ballista. Actually, Karn stops Ballista, so I'm fine. I'm completely fine. I'm going to be able to untap. I will have 4 mana in play. I'm going to slowly bide my time until I naturally hit a turn 7 or turn 8 prime time. Okay. They got to be bouncing the EE here. Nope, bouncing Knight of Autumn to kill EE. That's a good line. Yep. That's a pretty sweet line. I could animate a amulet to protect my Karn. So next turn I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So I want to keep Amulet alive in case I draw a bounce land, then I have Titan. I could animate the Pithing Needle to protect Karn. I just don't know if Karn's actually that important at the moment. I think I'm winning with prime time here. I had the Pithing Needle on Druid, so I have a 3-turn window before they get to remove that with the Fairy. And Karn, it's not like they're going to beat me fair. Karn has soaked up so much damage so far. I just need to draw any bounce land in my deck. Karn down. They still have 3 mana, so never mind. Actually, they can Ewit, buy back a Teferi, cast the Teferi, bounce my Amulet. That means I can't Titan next turn if they do that. Yep, okay. They might, though, they might get greedy and bounce like their own Knight of Autumn or Ewit or Oath of Nissa. And that way they can kind of grind me a little bit. They might just hope to fade. Let's see what they do here. I think the correct line for my opponent here is to bounce my Amulet. Nope. Okay, so I just need to draw, not that. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, I don't think it's worth Ghost Quartering their forest at the moment. It gives them access to a lot more mana, and they have a lot of cards in hand. But they're going to kill my Amulet here, or with their Knight of Autumn. Yeah, I could have attacked with Azusa. That's what you mean? Yeah, I could have attacked with Azusa. I didn't want to, because Azusa would die to Ewit. Yep. Okay, so that hurts a lot. That means my prime time is a lot worse. I need to kill that Teferi before it gets to 3, so I have 2 attack steps. I assume my opponent brought in some Path to Exiles, which makes my first prime time worse. Okay. Probably just getting another prime time off of my prime. Probably going Simic Growth Chamber. Yeah, it's not worth it. Simic Growth Chamber and Tolaria West. I can't think of anything else that would be better here. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to have Unified Will. I bounce the Simic Growth Chamber because I have the Amulet in hand and I want to keep Azusa alive. I doubt they're going to kill Azusa. They probably will kill if they have a Path to Prime anyway. So next turn I get to cast Amulet of Vigor off the Ghost Quarter and then get 6 mana here. And then I can do whatever I want with that 6 mana. I'd have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total mana, which is enough to cast get a prime, cast a prime. Chandra would just win me the game right here. Teferi bouncing prime might be their best spot. Yep. Otherwise, they're getting attacked with 2 Titans. Now it's just 1. But 1 Titan attacking might be enough here. My opponent is at 13 life. It's fine. I only have 1 EE main. My other 2 are on their side, so it's not like I can, right? Yep, they're right there. So I can't even get an EE, pop it on 3, and wipe my opponent's board. So I can go Simic Growth, that's 4. Could have played your land. Yeah. So that's 4 right there. 4, 6. I think I just need to attack here. My opponent's got 2 in hand. I can attack and I can get another prime getting up and ready here. Four, 5. Six. Now I just have to watch out for Damping Sphere from Karn, because that would kill me through the Summoner's Pact. I just have to be aware of that. We have Suva and a Kalni Garden. Suva copy Boros. Opponent concedes. Okay. So I actually couldn't win right there, but I was going to swing at them for 8 and then have be pretty well set up. I was also going to make sure I had double green for, so I didn't just die to a Damping Sphere randomly after I put my opponent down to 5. That is not a good matchup, no. So I lost a good matchup, and I won the hard matchup. I actually think that Devoted Druid decks are pretty favored against Titan decks. They goldfish faster, and post-board they actually can grind a little bit better too. Not better, they can just grind as well. So they can win a long game and a short game. Man, I really want to keep this hand, but this hand is pretty awful. So the justification for keeping this hand is it's fine against creature decks because I have Kalni Garden and Radiant Fountain, but I'm not casting any spell till turn 6. That turn I was out of land dropped off Azusa. Yes, so I could only attack with one of the Titans. Yes. Keep. All right, I'll listen to you. I'll listen to you, buddy. I'm going to lead off with a Radiant Fountain. I think this hand is terrible. I mean, if Jesus says I gotta do it, I gotta do it, right? So up against Eldrazi Tron. Not going to lose the Chalice. I think Chalice on 0 is probably better against me. Karn can kill Chalice next turn, so that's fine. Don't like that at all. That's got to be taking the Karn. Because I get to, if they don't take Karn, I get to Gruul Turf. I get to Gemstone Mine, play Karn, destroy the Chalice, and then start dropping Kalni Gardens every other turn to protect Karn from the Thought-Knot Seer until eventually I drop a bigger threat. I mean, Chalice on 1's pretty scary. It just doesn't do anything against me right here. Chandra can kill Thought Knot Seer, which is kind of cool. But obviously, I'll be grabbing a. If I have the choice between them, Titan is just stronger than Chandra. Yep, that's going to probably be enough to kill me. Liquid metal coating. Yeah, I think I'm just dead here. That is awesome art. So my opponent next turn gets to start destroying my lands, which means I'll never be able to do anything. So I think I have to pact for Azusa here. So I can go Growl Turf, bounce that, play that. Vesuva, Growl Turf, bounce that. Okay. Yeah, this hand is way too slow. If we were up against something like maybe Burn, this could be fine. I mean, I'm going to drop a threat right now, which is actually pretty sweet. I set it up. Okay, so they destroy that. I pay for my pact here. Smash her in the face. I don't know. I don't see how I'm getting out of this. Opponent's so confident they don't even have to attack with the Reality Smasher. Yeah, I don't know why I think they're afraid of me getting like a hasty Titan somehow. Yep. Alright, that was just a terrible, terrible keep. I actually like Dismember here as well. What I don't like, I think the packs actually get a lot worse. I don't think they realize that I trample. No. I don't like Chandra here. I mean, Chandra kills. Chandra's like kind of like a Dismember here, so I guess she's fine. I just don't think she's good enough. I do want to test her more though. Blame Tron. I'm gonna blame the fact that I kept a hand with 2 6-drops and no ramp. This is fine. A 6-mana Dismember. Yeah, the big thing is I just want the whole point of this league is to test Chandra, and the best way to do that is to jam her as many places, even when she's bad. Ugin the Ineffable. I don't think I want Chandra either. Today is hype, absolutely. It launches today. I am pumped. Today is match number 1. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. I don't even care about the blast on 1. Yep. Francisco and I are playing Wednesday. Look forward to having you on. I've been working on this for 7 months now, so hopefully it turns out all right. This looks like a smasher here, which I don't really actually care about. I know I could have attacked with the Zeus last turn, I just don't think it was necessary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, even if I get double bounce land, I still can't attack. Let's say I get Vesuva on, like, bounce Vesuva, it's the same thing. So bounce, bounce. I still can't attack this turn, so I might as well just set myself up a little bit. I think Ghost Quarter is actually a decent pick. Ghost Quarter and a Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could Ghost Quarter the Blast Zone. I missed the prime time? What do you mean? I could have activated both scouts to play both mines. I could have done that. Yeah, I also had I missed a Titan last turn. This is what happens when I start talking. So last turn I had 3. Oh, you are right. I missed the prime time. Well, I think the best thing for me to grab here is Ghost Quarter. Although Ghost Quarter doesn't actually stop anything, I can Ghost Quartering Eldrazi Temple to set them back 1 mana. They're not any. I could Ghost Quarter Blast Zone, but I don't really care about my scouts at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely missed that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only way they can always dust me is if they have another Eldrazi Temple, which they would have to draw off the top. And have always dust. I think I'll just progress my mana here. Yeah. Six sixes are awesome. The only thing I'm really afraid of out of them is Ugin, Karn. They haven't Ugin the Ineffable. It's really Karn the Great Creator is the only reason they won last game. I should not be yielding in case they drop a Chalice on me here. Sure. One, 2, 2, 4, 6. Cast Prime. 2 more land drops. Can I double strike? I can double strike 1. So I haste there. So I need to go Gemstone Mine, and a bounce land. White, red, I think I have to kill Karn because otherwise they can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They cannot lattice and bridge, so I don't have to worry about that. They're basically at 21 life. I think I just attack them and kill them. This is 16 plus 6, which is more than that, and I get to also attack with Azusa. Okay, flash in forest, and a forest, flash in 2 bounce lands, bounce land 1, bounce land 2. And death. Yeah, Chandra's just not good enough here. Easy peasy. Yeah, I had to make up for not tightening a turn earlier, so. I took out 1 Oath of Nissa just to play around a little bit more against a Chalice. But I think I might want to back either that or the Abrade. Queen? Yeah, Queen's definitely better than Chandra here. EE is only good if I drop it on 0 to play around their stuff. Even then, I don't love it. A Braid might actually be better than an EE here. Yeah. Although sometimes I can get an EE on 4 or 5 to kill a Smasher or Thought-Knot Seer, and that is kind of living the dream here. Francisco, I wish you saw the first match. It was against Burn, and I cast 2 Ancient Stirrings, and I had 4 draw steps, and I still didn't see an Amulet. I was very, very upset. Opponent's on the play, so a hand with a bunch of X 1-drops is a lot worse. Yep. So I have to mulligan this. Because what am I doing? I'm doing turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Stirrings for what? Karn? She's just not good against Walking Ballista. It's the only card that kind of beats her. But this is a mull. This hand's much better. So I'm going to go turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Azusa, turn 3 Titan. So I actually think the card I drop here is an Oath of Nissa. Yeah, I played Burn, then I played against Druid, the Druid Karn list. Actually, this maybe even the same list I'm playing in the Modern Streamers League. I beat them, which is not a good matchup. So I lost the easy matchup and I beat the hard matchup. I have to get back to playing more. I took some time off playing Mostly because I did not like Hogaak Vine at all. So I'm putting a Braid, a Pact on the bottom. Tolaria West doesn't get me anything particularly useful. True. Well, yeah, Walking Bliss is. They might actually even side that out against us. It's only really good against killing like a turn 1 scout. So now I'm set up. I have a Titan next turn, even if they kill a Zusa. Not. They're expecting a Titan. Otherwise, why wouldn't they? Why would they not attack with Matter Reshaper here? Right? Like, what's the advantage of not attacking with Reshaper? I agree. I agree, grilled cheese. Yep. That's a pretty good draw. I don't even care about the Pact being dead. I think they are actually keeping Reshaper back as a blocker for Titan. That's what I think they were doing. It's the only thing that really makes sense for me. I don't think it might not be strictly wrong if your plan, if you need to draw a card off Reshaper based on their hand, like they need to get like another, they need to ramp off the Reshaper in case I have a Titan, and then they can always dust me on their turn. That might be the only thing that I can think of, that the only real reason to not attack there. So that's 6. Yeah, I feel like the delay is pretty intense right now. Cast Titan. Yep. Yeah, before I played. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I would have had to play around that Chalice if I didn't draw a second Prime. So my opponent can always dust next turn if they hit a land off of Reshaper and they have another land in hand. I can only attack with one Titan this turn, but I could cast both. Yeah. Yeah, I think playing around All Is Dust when my opponent has 4 mana and All Is Dust costs 7 is a little tight. It's bad. I think I'm just better off just casting the second Prime here. Opponent's taking a long time. Do they have Dismember? Like, what do they have in their hand? Actually, Dismember in hand would be a reason also to play a Ballista on 1. But I feel like if they had Dismember in hand, they'd be better off killing an Azusa rather than a Prime. I think that would have slowed me down a little bit there. So I get Sunhome and Vesuva. So no Dismember. I was playing around that for nothing. They drew the Wastes. Okay. Alright. I feel like my opponent was stopping my... Because they kept stopping me when I was doing the combo, I felt like they had something to do, not just nothing. Yeah, no Dismember. Like I was expecting Dismember and then Ballista Ping to finish off the hasty prime time, but then when they let me get the second attack in, that felt really weird. That felt really, really strange to me. This is a turn 5 Titan. Does turn 1 Fountain, turn 2 Simic, turn 3 Pact for Azusa, play Azusa, turn 4 pay for Pact, turn 5 Titan. Much better. It's between the Groltarf and the Oath of Nissa here. So I'm going to go Ghost Quarter, Amulet, turn 2 Amulet, Simic Growth, Azusa. I think I'd rather have the Oath of Nissa than the Groltarf. True. I want to find a Titan. I think Oath of Nissa does a better job of that. Yeah. Yep. Thanks to Oath of Nissa. The reason to keep the second bounce land was in case they kill Azusa, then I can still progress my mana without having an Azusa to repeatedly bounce what I'm doing. Verdant Catacombs means I could be up against Jund here. And Inquisition would probably take Azusa, honestly. Nope, looting. I hate how Modern right now, Verdant Catacombs doesn't mean Jund. Like, that just hurts me. That's pretty sweet. And Tormod's Crypt, cast Crypt, blow up your grave, and play a land. And I Lattice Lock you next turn. That felt so dirty. So I just destroyed a Stinkweed Imp, Bloodghast, and a Looting from the bin. They have to put a creature in play because they're getting Lattice Locked. They have to put 2 creatures in play, or kill Karn. Dirty Dredge. There's 1 creature. They don't have another. I am really sorry, Dirty Dredge player. So I guess actually they're not latticed. I missed the... My opponent just punted. What they should have done is fetch the... No? Yeah, they're just done. I just can't attack here. Well, it's got Menace? Well, that is my mistake. If I lose this game, it is because I missed the Menace. I should have grabbed a Worm Coil then. Yeah, can't do it. That card has too much text on it. I can't read. Alright, well, triple Amulet. I got greedy. Definitely should have played a Worm Coil. This is going to be a Hogaak Dredge. This is true. Well, another Karn might do it for me. Crypt Breaker. So this is Dredge Zombies, I feel. No, they can tap those 3 to draw a card. That's pretty cool. Crypt Breaker is really strong. Okay, anything but a pact wins me the game, right? Any threat but a pact. Pretty upset I missed the Menace there. Okay, they have Hogaak in the bin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can cast him. That's rude. Yeah, apparently it can attack too. Menace. It's a 1 mana, 1/1 menace. With looting. Titan. Not a Titan. Yeah, I think Worm Coil would have won me the game there. Cryptbreaker seems really good with Hogaak. Draws you cards, fills the bin, and puts black tokens in play to convoke. Yep. Would have given me enough life where an 8/8 coming at me didn't matter. I mean, Chandra would do some work right here. Chandra would kill their entire board except for Hogaak. Well, most of their board is recursive, or some of their board is recursive. And then I'll just die to Hogaak's Swingback. Yep. So if I top deck Chandra, if I top deck Titan, I just win the game here. Like, I'm still in it. Or even Ancient Stirrings can grab me a Titan here. Okay, so that is not enough. That is not a Titan. I think Ballista. Maybe. So EE on 1 doesn't do it. I have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have a 9/9 Ballista, right? My Ballista can kill 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost everything. I'm waiting. Maybe with Ballista. I'm going to definitely fall to 1. I think Ballista is the only line that I don't die. Like if I take Worm Coil, I block Hogaak, they just recast Hogaak, right? No, it'll put me up to 13, but then I take the Trample, and I think the only way to not die is Ballista. You know, show some dominance. So I would have won if I had a Slayer's Stronghold here. I think my game plan is throw... Yeah. So definitely attacking with Bloodghast and Carrion Feeder. They're just going to everything. Okay, so I think my plan here is block here. I'll take 6, I'll go to 1. And then if I block here, ping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only have a 2/2 ballista. Okay, block here. I need to basically draw a Titan. All right. Block here. I go to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have a 2/2 ballista left. So I actually have to block this zombie here, and then kill everything else. Yep. And my ballista will be a 2/2, so this zombie will die also. Yep. The cool thing, though, is they can't actually activate Carrion Feeder's ability here because of Karn. Yeah, that's why I wasn't worried about that. I don't know, I missed the Titan earlier, so I don't know if I'm smart. Oh, did I miss one size? Yeah, I must have missed a size here. So I'm not actually trading that. Oh well. I might as well just ping their face then. I could Ghost Quarter my own forest to get a forest to thin my deck 1. Like, I could do that. I think I might need to Ghost Quarter my own land just to thin my deck. Because I have, let's say, Ancient Star, because Pact is not a hit, because Lattice is out. So I have 4 Titans, right? And 4 Ancient Stirrings. So I have 8 out of 48. So I think I'm going to Ghost Quarter. I think it doesn't really matter, but I'll Ghost Quarter the Cavern, right? To pull a forest out of my deck so then I don't draw it. Oath of Nissa is also a potential win here. Okay. Man, Slayer's Stronghold would be so good right now. So I'm just dead, right? I'm going up to 7, and they have... No, I'm actually still alive here. I still need a Titan. I bought myself 1 more turn, right? Unfortunately, like, actually, Bajuka Bog it would be an okay draw if I had it a couple turns ago for the Ballista. It's too late right now. If my opponent has a land in hand, I think I'm dead to the Bloodghast. So they have 10, right? I tank 6 here. So they're just dealing 4 to me, and I'm going up. Wormcoil represents 12, doesn't he? Because he blocks for 6 and he gains me 6. So I'm not dead. I think combat math is the only reason I've survived playing Magic. Yeah, we're not smart today. The good news is they can't cast any spells other than Hogaak, right? Because they can't use their mana. So I'm not just going to die to random things. If they have a land, though, that Bloodghast is going to hurt. Because I'm effectively going to take 2, 4, right? There's the land. 6. You have a lot of combat math in Jund. Jund is all combat math. I don't know, watching Reed Duke play Jund, the new Ren and 6 list, I'm 3 matches into watching that. It's awesome. Only attacking with Hogaak. Wait. They're attacking Karn. Why would they? So if they're attacking Karn, they don't want to be under a lattice lock anymore, right? Which means that they probably have a spell to kill me. So I have to block here to gain life so I don't auto-conflagrate. Unfortunately, I just rebuy Hogaak. But otherwise, I think I'm just dead to a conflagrate. Maybe I should have accepted that and then just been at 1. Because now I'll have a Hogaak blocker for my Titan, which means my Titan doesn't even win anymore. Yep. Well, that's actually not terrible. Because now I get to Death Touch first strike against Hogaak. Still alive. 15 cards deep into my deck, I've yet to see a Prime Time or an Ancient Starrings. Okay. So my game plan is Death Touch, Double Strike on Hogaak, Lifelink on Zombie or Bloodghast. Okay. Like they can't attack with anything but except for a Hogaak or a Carrion Feeder here. Damn. Still not drawing a Titan. Damn, is this game 1? This is game 1. Sure. I probably should have played Grill Turf instead of Simic Grill Chamber. I definitely should have, because then I could have Teleria Wested and grabbed a EE, and EE might be able to do something here, like an EE on 0, no, EE on 2. Yeah, I probably should have kept the Simic Grill Chamber in hand, put the Grill Turf in play. But right now my entire game plan is just wall off that Hogaak with Death Touch Double Strike, and if they can't attack with anything else, because then I will just gain a little bit of life. They need to be able to one-shot me here, which Carrion Feeder might be able to do. Like if they attack with Hogaak and Carrion Feeder, I have to Death Touch block the Hogaak, give that Double Strike, and then I have to block the Carrion Feeder with the Worm. The Worm will die, but I will gain a little bit of life. I am up on time. Yep. But this only buys me 1 turn, right? I'll be up to 10 life. Hogaak will die, but then they can just recast Hogaak. Okay. Alright, I need to... I think I have to play the Groll Turf here. Oh, I just punted, didn't I? Yeah, I meant to not tap that, and I can't undo it. I have 5 available mana. Yeah, I should not have tapped that way. Now I don't have enough mana to give my guy double strike. So I am just dead. Yeah, I'm just dead here. I changed my mind halfway through clicking on what land to do. I think I was dead anyway, because all I can really do here is grab like an EE, which will kill Carrion Feeder, EE on 1. And EE on 1 prevents me from using my amulets. I'm still just dead to the Hogaak, though. Wish I didn't make that mistake, because my goal was to grab something, but really just be able to still hold up that. Because see this, I'm not even using this mana, so the fact that it's tapped is just a clear mistake. I still just can't believe that I'm 17 cards deep and I've yet to draw Primetime and Ancient Stirrings. And not that it matters, because I can't actually use Pact because of Lattice or a Pact. Like I haven't even seen a Tolaria West. I am 17 cards deep into my deck, and that represents 11 cards in my deck. I think I want to go here and here. Wait, they're attacking Karn again? Hogaak's attacking Karn. What can Karn even get? I think my opponent's just making a mistake, right? Like I guess Karn can animate a Lattice, and having a 6/6 in play will be pretty sweet. Like that is a threat I can utilize, but I can't block that, so Karn's dead. I still want to be able to draw Primetime. Karn's not getting me anything anyway. I think I'm going to go here, right? Or I can just go Lifelinker here, go up to 10, keep my Death Toucher available. I think I like that. And this way I don't have to blow up my EE on 1, which gives me one more chance to just win by drawing a Primetime. I don't want Hogaak to die, because then it'll just recast it and then have a blocker for my Titan. Sure. So far, the only thing my punt has done to punish me is I should still have the lifelinker in play, and that carrion feeder should be dead. That is the only difference that is, but if I draw a Titan, none of that will matter. Unless my opponent somehow puts a bunch of blockers in play. Titan. Okay. I know I could have attacked right there for 5, but I would rather have the Death Touch available. I do now have to blow up the EE, which means I can't just win by just naturally drawing a Titan. I've been in this game this entire time. All I needed to do is naturally draw a Primetime, or because Lattice is out, I can use an Ancient Stirrings to guard Primetime, but I've just not been able to. 8, 2, that's death. Okay. Wow. Well, it didn't matter because apparently all the prime times. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? There. There. Technically here because it's stirrings, but yikes. Pack's pretty bad. Grilled cheese, it was just 30 cards deep into my deck before I saw one Primetime. That was game 1. That was game 1. I think against this particular player, Hornet Queen might be all right. EE, Fire Spout, Ballista. Sounds good. See you, Ian. I'm going to trim the Ghost Quarter. It's the least useful land here. And again, I keep wanting to test Chandra, even though I don't even know if she's... I think Hornet Queen's probably just better here. Hogaak having trample is the real issue. Okay, we got turn 1 Stirrings, and that's it. Mulligan. This is better. I have a ramp spell, and I have double Stirrings. So I will keep this, and I'll bottom 1 Stirrings. It's either bottoming the Stirrings or bottoming the other Pact, but having the opportunity to potentially Pact for Nazusa if I had an Amulet is pretty strong. Okay, goodbye Titan. Or goodbye Stirrings. Might be one of the longest game 1s I've ever had against a non-control deck. Okay, opponent takes Stirrings. Just want to progress my mana a little bit here. Sure. That might have been like the longest graveyard-based game I've ever seen. I should have kept track of how many cards my opponent had left in their deck. So a little punished for playing that Boros Garrison because I drew the Amulet. But any bounce land draw now, or a Stirrings into a bounce land gets me Titan next turn. Okay. The reason I played the Amulet there was in case, like I said, I drew the bounce land. And if they had a removal spell for Scout, I needed to, well, they have all of the removal. Look at this. Turn 1, Thoughtseize, turn 2, Nature's Claim, turn 3, Trophy of Bounce Land. Opponent's got everything right now. So I need to draw a bounce land here, and I think I'm still too slow. Okay, bounce land, and probably not do enough. It's still a good deck. I mean, the problem I've always seen with the deck is that fact that Hogaak is an 8/8 trample. If he was a 4/4, I don't think I would have had an issue with the card design. But a 7 mana 8/8 trample, I know it's not actually costing mana, it's even easier. But Delving 7 is not much different than casting like a Gurmag Angler, and he has Convoke, so he's easier to cast than a Gurmag Angler in some regards, and he's the biggest creature in the format. That's the issue I've always had with Hogaak. Like, I can drop a Titan. Like we saw against Eldrazi Tron, my Titan was pretty good against a bunch of Reality Smashers. Just not the case here. So there's some argument I could have made to blocking the Carrion Feeder there, because then I was a little bit better set up. But I think I'm just dead here. So let's say I have to block next turn. So I don't, bounce land doesn't get me anywhere. Yeah, this game is just over. This hand's fine. Turn 4 Titan. Have yet to cast Chandra. This whole league was to test Chandra. I really want to win this one. I want to win all of them, but I especially want to win this one. I feel like the deck hasn't performed particularly well this league, and I'd like... I know the deck has not performed particularly well this league. FF Freak. I don't know who that is. Is that Brad Nelson? Looks like he's on Eldrazi Tron. Brad Nelson? Cool. That is pretty cool. Fortunately, I think I'm just dead here. This is Ugin mana. That's why he's the problem. He draws natural Tron. I do feel like whenever I stream, I have the absolute worst luck. Between even just playing Coco decks when I Coco and whiff, even though it should only happen like 2% of the time. I've Ancient Stirrings whiffed last stream. Don't actually care about Smasher. That's fine. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So I'm going to Pact for a Titan here. Because Karn doesn't do enough. Karn just dies to Smasher, right? So I have 7 mana. So I can Karn, go down to 3. I can block to protect him, grab Wormcoil, cast Wormcoil next turn. That just doesn't do enough. I think I'd rather Titan and Ghost Quarter land away. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. So I played 2 lands. I have 1 more land drop. So I can either, I can't attack with the Titan this turn, but what I can do is go Ghost Quarter, Growth Chamber, bounce the Ghost Quarter, play the Ghost Quarter, and blow up a land. Well, he just conceded the entire match. Thanks, Brad Nelson. We mainboarded Chandra, and we included Oath of Nisses to dig for her, and we never cast her once. I think Chandra will be better as a sideboard card rather than a mainboard card. So what I'm looking at here is something like this, right? Just a typical Karn, Amulet, Titan, Karn red list. And maybe sneak out a Summoner's Pact for an Oath of Nissa, because Oath of Nissa was actually really, really good. That's something that I was impressed with when I originally tried Grilled Cheese's first list here. But in this spot where I have like an Ugin, in this spot where sometimes I run an Emrakul or a Rurik Thar or a Tracker or that grindy card that can come in against control as an extra threat, I think Chandra in that sideboard slot can be really interesting, because this is a card which is obviously good against control. We don't need much help against control, but I like having 1 card in my sideboard which kind of hoses the best deck in the format. Usually that's Emrakul. But Chandra is very similar. Now, she doesn't win the game on her own, but she can't be countered. I can drop her and plus her right away, and then let the slow playing commence. But she's also a card I can bring in against humans, right? Because she's an extra fire spout. So if I get to 6 mana, which I should against humans, right? I usually have enough time to at least get to 6 mana. It's usually Meddling Mage and Reflector Mage and Kite Sail. Those are the cards. Actually, I side some Kite Sails out against me, but it's usually Meddling Mage and Reflector Mage bouncing a Titan that usually hold me back in Deputy Detention, hogging all of my amulets. That's what usually hurts me against humans. Plus their fast clock. If I can play Chandra, minus her, wipe my opponent's board, similar to an extra Fire Spout, I think the versatility of that sideboard slot it's very interesting to me, because I haven't been impressed with Emrakul against anything really except for control or really slow matches. Like, I don't like it against Green-Black X anymore, because Green-Black X has so many ways to attack our mana base, so I'm never going to get to the 9 or 10 mana I need to cast Emrakul. And if I do, then I'm already winning. With Chandra, I can easily get to 6 mana. That's my whole game plan, is to get to 6 mana, and she can kill Gurmag Angler. She should be able to kill Hogaak, but Hogaak's silly. Hey, Visual Effects, how's it going? So I think Chandra is... I think I could just drop this Ugin, right? Which was, again, that same concept was, oh, here's a card I can bring in against control. If I land it, I should win. But it's also useful in a lot of other matches. But Chandra does the same thing that Ugin kind of does. She is in my collection. No. Chandra does the same kind of thing Ugin kind of does, except for the fact that she costs 6 mana and she can't be countered. Now, obviously, Ugin's way better. Way better. But I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued with Chandra. Send me your list. Send me your list, grilled cheese. I know you sent it to me before, but send it to me again. I'll pop it up. I do want to take a 5-minute break to grab a sandwich, though. Send me the list. I'll build it, and then I think I have all the cards, right? This is your old list. So I think I might need to pick up these. And that. Actually, I might have that. Do I have remand? Oh, I have remand. Okay, 2 remands. Perilous Voyage. I doubt I have it. Perilous Voyage, 2 of them. Condescend. I don't think I have that. $0.10. They don't have enough to match, though. Summoner's Pact is used. So, yep, that should be the list. Oh, I didn't check the sideboard. Oh, I think I have a no-hide Ferox, actually. Yeah, so let's just focus on the main board right now. So we have... I think I have one from playing Standard. I know I have one on paper, and I usually have whatever in paper you also have online. So we got the No Coalition Relic, huh? 4 Azusa, 4 Prime, 4 Scout, no Karn, 4 Condescend, these 3 Pact, no Pact of Negation, maybe it's side, 4 Stirrings, 4 Amulet, 1 EE, and then 28 lands. What land did you cut? You're on Botanical Sanctum, too. Okay, so Bajuka, Boros, Botanical, Cavern, 2 Forests, 4 Mine, no Ghost Quarter, County, Radiant, so that's the 28, 60, perfect. And then your sideboard is Hornet Queen, Nullhide, Ramana, Rexage, Ballista, one Dismember, yep, one Pact, one Spell Pierce, two Fire Spout. Actually, I only have one Fire Spout to pick one up. Two Tormod's Crypts. Chandra, a Cavern, and a Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter, Cavern, Chandra. I don't think you need the other Cavern, to be honest, here. Why? Because you already have the Chandra in the sideboard. You should be, and with all these counter magics, you should be fine against control, right? So the other Cavern is really just this one. What is the other Cavern for? And add a Fire Spout. Okay. That is very true. So I have your list here. Give me 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. I'm getting you a wire. Took too long to eat my sandwich, I brought it back. I'm just gonna eat here. I'm like, why not? Grilled cheese 2. This is the deck.